And now look again and see what will naturally follow if one of the prisoners is released. At first, when he is liberated and compelled suddenly to stand up and turn his head round and look towards the light, all this would hurt him, and he would be much too dazzled to see distinctly those things whose shadows he had seen before. And then conceive someone saying to him that what he saw before was an illusion. But that now, when he's approaching nearer to reality and his eyes turn toward more real existence, he has a clearer vision. What will be his reply? And you may further imagine that his instructor is pointing to the objects as they pass and requiring him to name them. Will he not be perplexed? Will he not think that the shadows which he formerly saw are truer than the objects which are now shown to him? And suppose once more that he is reluctantly dragged up a steep and rugged ascent and held fast until he is forced into the presence of the sun himself. When he approaches the light, his eyes will be dazzled, and he will not be able to see anything at all of what are now called realities. He will require to grow accustomed to the sight of the upper world. And first he will see the shadows best. Next, the reflections of objects in the water, and then the objects themselves. Then he will gaze upon the stars and the spangled heavens and the light of the moon. He will see the sky and the stars by night. Last of all, he will be able to see the sun. And not mere reflections of it in the water, but he will see the sun in its own proper place and not in another. And he will contemplate the sun as it is. Will he not then proceed to argue that it is the sun who gives the season and the years, and is the guardian of all that is in the visible world, and in a certain way the cause of all things which his fellows have been accustomed to behold? Clearly he would first see the sun, and then reason about it. And when he remembered his old habitation and what was the wisdom of the cave and his fellow prisoners, do you not suppose that he would bless himself for the change and pity them? And if they were in the habit of conferring honors among themselves on those who were the quickest to observe the passing shadows, and to remark which of them went before and which followed after, and which were together and who were therefore best able to draw conclusions as to the future, do you think that he would care for such honors and glories, or envy the possessors of them? Would he not say with Homer, "Better to be the poor servant of a poor master, and to endure anything rather than think as they do and live after their manner"? Imagine once more such a one coming suddenly out of the sun to be replaced in his old situation. Would he not be certain to have his eyes full of darkness? And if there were a contest of measuring the shadows, and he had to compete with the prisoners who had never moved out of the den, while his sight was still weak and before his eyes had become steady, wouldn't they all laugh at him and say he had spoiled his eyesight by going up there, that it was better not to even think of ascending? And if anyone tried to release another and lead him up to the light, let them only catch the offender, and they would put him to death. It is the task of the enlightened not only to ascend to learning and to see the good, but to be willing to descend again to those prisoners and to share their troubles and their honors, whether they are worth having or not. And this they must do, even with the prospect of death. They shall give of their help to one another, wherever each class is able to help the community.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back in the final segment. I'll get into the censorship going on. 21st century censorship. You can absolutely be assured of that. Phase 1, Phase 2, and now Phase 3 of the memory holding of the TV show Conspiracy Theory. Full details in the final segment. Straight ahead, I'm Alex Jones.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
Pure water. What could be better than the gift of health for your loved ones? And who better to help you give the gift this holiday season than BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com? If those on your gift list are drinking or bathing in unfiltered city or well water, chances are that water is contaminated with rust, bacteria, chlorine, and fluoride. For just pennies a day, Berkey Water Filters remove dangerous contaminants from both well and city water, is powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, and is great for camping and emergencies. Right now, GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems and free shipping on orders over $50. Purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or the new sight glass spigot, absolutely free. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY today. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Give the gift of health at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com today.
The police state episode of Ventura Show aired that I consulted heavily on. It was filled with our footage. Of course, I appeared in it. We went to the local FEMA camps. We went and confronted congressmen. Ventura did. The congressman melted down, denied the legislation, even though they'd introduced it, the Emergency Centers Act. And then Homeland Security and several congressmen started threatening and putting pressure behind the scenes on Time Warner that owns and controls True TV. True TV and the head of it, what Mark Juris is his name, had never been censored. They had a free hand. They'd sworn to Ventura, don't worry last year, it's going to air. It got top ratings for True TV. That's high ratings, 1.7, 1.8 million. the first time it airs. They air it over and over and over again. Now, this season came out. They stuck it on Fridays, which a lot of internal people thought was an attempt to make it fail. It still got top ratings on a Friday night. Then we noticed that they didn't re-air the police state episode. Sure enough, Ventura called. You heard him here a few weeks ago, confirmed. Deep Six at the top. Now we've noticed that they have not been airing or barely re-airing. Like they'll air one of the other not as hard-hitting ones 2 or 3 times compared to airing the JFK once. JFK is getting Deep Sixed. Others are getting Deep Sixed. And TiVo and other DVRs in their manuals, the two-way TiVos, you know, it's coming in off cable, they admittedly sell on the side what you watch and what you do, your psychological profile for advertising. That, you know, targets you through direct mail, internet, and other ways, just like Google does. And they track what you're watching, what you're recording. And they never, I've looked this up, never go in and erase things off DVRs remotely, though they have that power. We have had emails the last month pouring in. So we've done tests here at the office. I've had other people do tests. It's true. They are erasing. Not, and Federal Jack's done tests, We Are Change have done tests. They'll show video of the DVR, and then they'll only erase certain ones. What are they erasing? If you had the police state episode, they went into your computer, into your DVR, and erased it. You could have last season's, this season's, you could have 15 other episodes. That episode they erase. That one episode of 16. Now they're remotely, and we're getting emails from everybody confirming this, they're erasing the JFK, Wall Street, water. I mean, do you think they want people knowing they're putting poison in the water and all the admissions? And these emails are just pouring in. And yes, we've confirmed it. Yes, Federal Jack's confirmed it. We Are Changes confirmed it. We've confirmed it. It's going on. In fact, there's videos online on YouTube that show where it's been erased inside the DVRs. And a lot of them are getting erased off YouTube now. They do not want you seeing this, especially that police state episode. It only aired once. Quote, I wanted to bring to your attention all the shows that we recorded on our direct TV DVR of Jesse Ventura's show. Season 1 and 2 were removed without mine and my husband's permission. We do not have any settings on our DVR which would allow or permit the shows to be erased and deleted from our direct TV receiver recorder. We discovered this when we went to see what show was recorded this past Friday. And other emails tell the same story, and it's not all their shows, it's just these. Others say it's just the JFK episode, or it's just the water episode, or the Wall Street. My TiVo erased my JFK episode. I recorded the encore presentation and transferred it to my PC via TiVo VO Desktop 2.7. If you have a network TiVo, then only sure way to keep your program is a TiVo Desktop. It's a shame, but I have had 2 conspiracy theory episodes disappear now. Thank you for your time. Absolutely. This is what's going on, folks. Don't take this information for granted.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the G.